welcome to another review. This review today is about a new game coming out called DeathLoop. It's about an assassin. His name is Cole. This is him here, as you can see on the image. I'll get my little arrow. This is him here, and he's cool leather jacket, various badges on it there. It does look very cool, and he's cool gloves. And he's stuck in this loop, which is called a death loop, for a single 24-hour period on an island called Black Reef, and he has to try to kill a number of people to actually get off the island. And on this other image here, this is Juliana, and she is the other assassin that kills him and keeps him in this death loop, where he's kind of like got Groundhog Day, I suppose, over and over and over again. So apparently the way to break the loop is to kill these 8 visionaries. Now what he has to do is he has to hunt them out and find them out, get puzzles, learn the island, find out where they are, and actually kill them in this 24-hour period. Now these are the keepers of the loop. These are the people who actually keep him in this death loop, to try to, for whatever reason he's not allowed to get out of it, and there he is there. And a lot of the weaponry looks absolutely top drawer. I really do like that. It reminds me of something. I don't know if it is that, which film is that? Fifth Element? Is there a gun like that in Fifth Element, or Blade Runner, something like that? But the weapons do look quite good. And the trick is that Colt has to kill all these people in this 24-hour period, because if he dies, then it actually resets and another day begins. Hence the name of the game, Deathloop. So looking in the shadows, you have this other rival assassin, which is Juliana, whose sole role is to take out Cole and Colt and keep him in the loop. And you learn every single cycle that this happens, and you try new paths and new different approaches, and once you break the loop, you have to break the loop once and for all and actually get out of it. But you do learn constantly throughout the different periods when you are in the loop, and then you get assassinated by her. You can actually also play her. You can be her in the game as well, and then on multiplayer I would imagine you could go into different people's games and take people out as well. So you take on the role of Colt, and he has to search to put an end to this loop, being trapped on Black Reef while being hunted at the same time by all the different inhabitants of the island. So this is the crux of the game, and this is what he has to do to try to get away. He uses powerful weapons and abilities to take out 8 key targets that run right across the island, and it's a stunning chaotic, before the day resets, it's a stunning chaotic mess really. In many ways it's a bit crazy, and you can actually teleport and things like that. In fact, what I'll do now is I'll actually show you a clip so you get an understanding of what I'm actually talking about, and this is gameplay as well. So that gives you a very brief but good idea of what it's all about. And obviously there's different areas of the island. There's obviously an urban area as well, which is bars and things like that, and then you have that other part, which is more where this crazy big machine is and everything. He seems to have all sorts of guns called at his disposal, the ability to teleport short distances, lift enemies in the air, as you saw there, quite Star Wars-esque, I suppose. It's like telekinetic kind of style, and I suppose it's very similar to what Luke Skywalker does in Star Wars. He's likely to have other abilities as well, which we haven't seen yet. These are the different array of weapons. There's tons of stuff, and he'll use everything in his arsenal to take down all these 8 targets as well, right across all the 4 districts of Black Reef. Each of the targets have their own schedules and personalities, so obviously he's got to find them as well, meaning he need to work out and bend them to his will so he can kill them all within the limited time period. So he's got to find out where they are, and obviously then find puzzles in different ways around the game to actually find how he can get out of this death loop. Some of them can be tracked down in certain times and places, and part of the puzzle comes down when he's learning the city itself, so he'll find different clues when he's actually moving around the island. You also need to learn parts of the stories that can influence in order to draw the targets where you can actually deal with them. It feels like Dishonored feels a bit like that, and also the sandbox in Hitman 2. All of those different puzzles within those games as well feels very similar. And this is Juliana, who is obviously the other his main enemy in the game, who is trying to obviously assassinate him as well. You can tackle any area of Black Reef at any time, and you can pick up clues and learn about your target. This is the main thing. You've got to solve the actual puzzle of where they're going to be, because you've only got a limited amount of time to find them. Also, we've got the visionaries, who are ambitious 20-somethings who run what's called the Eon program. The project is to chase eternal life, because they obviously want to live forever, and use themselves as the 8 anchors for time loop to live forever. And each of the superpowers are granted by the trinkets developed by the Eon scientists. You fight to survive the deadly game of hunter, being hunted at the same time. You immerse yourself in the first person action, armed with a powerful roster of otherworldly powers and savage weaponry, as you can see here from this image. You can choose your preferred playing style, sneaking up your way through each level, or going in full guns barreled into a fight. It depends on what you actually think you're good at, what your style is, what you want to do. Cole attempts to break down the loop and earn his freedom, and you can take control of the rival assassin Juliana, as I mentioned earlier, sneaking into other players' campaigns and keeping him imprisoned in the loop by killing him. Now, I think that sounds like quite a good idea as well, to be the enemy in the game. I think that would be a good idea. The multiplayer experience is optional, of course, and players can choose to have their own Juliana controlled within the AI of the campaign, so that obviously the program will obviously look after all of that as well. Each loop has its opportunity to learn from the past and to adapt. So obviously you're going to learn where the various things are. Finding clues and uncovering hints is the key to taking the targets before the day actually resets. Discovering relationships, learning about schedules, and whatever it takes to gain necessary knowledge that you need, because knowledge is obviously a very important element. Apply what you've learned in the previous loops, and then devise other new strategies to eventually reach your targets as well. You can explore Arcane's artful world and multiple pathways and the emergent gameplay as you immerse yourself in DeathLoop's stunning retro future 60s inspired environment. It is very, very stylish and does look really great, and reminds me of old movies and stuff like that. Black Reef is really, really stylish. This is like a wonderland that has imprisoned Colt, and it's ruled by the decadence, and death has no meaning there as well. The delinquents party forever while keeping him captive, and that is DeathLoop. And I'll stick a clip on the end so you can actually see a little bit more about the game. Thanks so much.
Targets on my list, every one of them with grand plans for eternal life. To break the loop, I gotta break the rules. Clock's ticking.